Imagine an island, right, where you can almost hear the echoes of old trade routes, smell exotic spices in the air, and the water is just unbelievably turquoise against this pure white sand. That's Zanzibar, just off the coast of Tanzania. So today, for this deep dive, we're not just, flipping through brochures. We've actually gathered insights from local experts, personal trips, really trying to get to the heart of this spice island.
It's quite something. For like over 1,000 years, you've had all these influences washing up on its shores. East African, Arab, Indian, even European, leaving behind this incredible cultural mix.
And that nickname, Spice Island. It's not just catchy, is it?
No, not at all. Think about it, over 50 different kinds of spices. That shaped everything, the food, the economy. It's a whole history, really.
Wow, 50. Okay. So this isn't just about lying on a beach, though. I'm sure we'll talk about that. It's about digging into what makes Zanzibar. Well, Zanzibar.
Exactly. It's that blend of relaxation and real cultural depth. It's quite unique, the way global history played out on this relatively small archipelago. It's fascinating, barely 85 kilometers long, but holding so much concentrated history.
That Spice Island name really tells the story then.
It absolutely does. It points to centuries of agricultural importance. We're talking about a place that drew global trade routes, influencing food and commerce way beyond its shores, even the arrival of European powers. A big motivator was controlling that spice trade, wasn't it? Zanzibar was right in the thick of it.
Okay, let's dive into those sensory experiences, starting with, well, the thing everyone dreams of, the beaches. You hear about sand that's just blindingly white, water in every shade of blue.
Oh, definitely. Zanzibar's beaches are legendary for a reason.
Nungwe Beach seems to pop up constantly, like the best.
Yeah, Nungwe often gets that top billing. It's right at the northern tip, and it really is stunning. That classic white sand, turquoise water, it lives up to the hype. But interestingly, Kendwa Beach is super close by, maybe a 10-minute drive. And it's got that same kind of dazzling water, soft sand, very similar vibe visually.
Ah, Kendwa. I heard that's the place for sunsets.
Exactly. Kendwa's got this reputation for absolutely spectacular sunsets, just the way the light hits the water. It's a huge draw in the evening.
Nice.
And it's not just about sitting around either. The water there is usually quite calm, so it's great for snorkeling. You can see loads of tropical fish, maybe even starfish, right off the beach.
Okay, from the coast, let's head inland. Jazani-Chwaka Bay National Park keeps coming up. It's UNESCO listed, apparently the biggest chunk of indigenous forest left on the main island. That sounds important.
It really is significant. That UNESCO listing highlights its incredible biodiversity, its ecological role. Jozani isn't just one thing either. You've got these dense tropical jungles, vital mangrove forests.
Yep.
It's a mix of ecosystems.
Mangroves, too. Interesting.
Yeah, and they're all connected. Like the mangroves are nurseries for fish that end up out on the coral reefs. It shows that link between land and sea. That kind of thing is key for UNESCO recognition.
And wildlife-wise,
Yeah,
it's all about the red colobus monkeys. I read they're pretty unique to Zanzibar.
that's the main draw for many, yeah. The Zanzibar red colobus. What's really special is that Jozani is one of the last kind of major homes for this specific subspecies.
Ah, okay.
They're quite striking with that reddish fur. And watching them is fascinating. Taking a guided hike is definitely the way to go.
Why is that?
Well, the guides just know where to look, They understand the monkeys' habits, their movements, plus they can point out other things too. Sykes monkeys, maybe Galagos bush babies, tree hyraxes, even the very shy Ader's duker antelope.
Wow, quite a list.
Yeah, it's not just ticking boxes. It's about understanding their place in the ecosystem, the conservation challenges too.
Right. Now let's talk history. Stonetown in Jima-Kongwe, another UNESCO site. It sounds like stepping into another era.
It really does feel like that. Stonetown. It's like peeling back layers of time with every corner you turn, the maze of narrow alleys, buildings made from coral stone, and those doors, the carved wooden doors, are incredible.
I've seen pictures. They look so intricate.
They are. Each one tells a story, about the family who lived there, their origins, their status, more than just an entrance.
And specific spots keep getting mentioned. The old fort from the 17th century.
The old fort, or Arab fort. That's a big one. Built by the Omani Arabs after they kicked out the Portuguese. It was a major defensive point.
So proper fortress walls and everything.
Yeah, you can still see the big walls, the battlements. But now inside it's more of a cultural hub. There's an open-air theater, little stalls selling crafts. It's cool how it's adapted.
And the House of Wonders. That name catches the eye.
It does, doesn't it? It was apparently super modern for its time in East Africa. First place in Zanzibar with electricity, even had a lift.
A lift. Back then. Wow.
Yeah, quite something. So its size and location made it a real landmark, symbolized a period of sort of innovation and wealth. We don't have loads of detail from our sources today, but its mention tells you it was important.
And then there's the Freddie Mercury connection. I mean, the lead singer of Queen, born in Stone Town. That's wild.
It really is. Adds another amazing layer, doesn't it? Shows Zanzibar's global links in unexpected ways.
Is there much to see at the museum?
Yeah, the museum is in his family's old home. It's got photos, videos, some personal stuff. Gives you a glimpse into his early life there. It's open daily, 10 till 6, if you're planning a trip.
Good to know. Okay, let's hop over to an island with a slightly confusing name. Prison Island. Sources say it's beautiful, not grim.
That's right, yeah. The name, Canggu Island, it's a bit of a misnomer now. It's actually known for being really pretty tropical forest, white sand, that gorgeous turquoise water again.
So why Prison Island?
Well, it was meant to be a prison back in the day, but it seems it never actually functioned fully as one.
But the real attraction isn't the history, it's tortoises.
Exactly. Giant Aldabra tortoises. They're the stars now. They arrived back in 1919, a gift from the governor of Seychelles.
Giant tortoises just roaming around.
Pretty much. And some are really old, like well over 100. You can get quite close to them. It's a unique experience.
Yeah.
It is important, though, to remember the island's darker past. It was used as a holding place for enslaved people in the 19th century, so there's that layer, too. A complex history.
Right. A sobering note. Okay, shifting gears slightly. Zanzibar's so close to mainland Tanzania. Is doing a safari actually practical?
Surprisingly easy, yeah. That proximity makes it a great combo beach chill and then boom, African wildlife. The Mikumi Safari day trip is a perfect example. You get flights, a bush lunch, a game drive, all packed into one day. Takes the hassle out of planning it yourself.
A day trip safari from Zanzibar. That's amazing.
Yeah, you could genuinely go from your beach hotel to seeing lions or elephants in the wild and be back for sunset drinks. It's quite the contrast.
Lions, leopards, elephants, zebras. Big stuff.
Potentially, yes. It really adds a whole other dimension to a trip focused on the islands. Shows the diversity of East Africa.
Okay, back to Stone Town. There are some specific buildings mentioned. The old dispensary sounds architecturally fascinating.
Oh, it's beautiful. Built late 19th century, 1887 to 94, I think. What's amazing is the mix of styles. You've got these ornate Indian-style wooden balconies, then European stucco details, stained glass. It's like the cultural fusion of Zanzibar made into a building.
It was actually a dispensary.
Yeah, originally. Now it's got a small museum inside about Zanzibar's history, and it's free to pop in, which is great.
Definitely one for the list. And for soaking up the local vibe, Darjani Bazaar sounds like the place.
Absolutely. Darjani is the main market in Stone Town. It's buzzing. Local shopping, tourists browsing. You can buy pretty much anything. Fresh fruit, vegetables, fish, meat, clothes, souvenirs, and of course, spices.
Must be intense.
It's lively, loads of energy. Getting lost in the stalls is part of the experience, really. A total sensory overload in a good way.
Sounds like a great spot for photos and maybe picking up some things to take home.
Definitely. Even just wandering through gives you such a feel for daily life. But yeah, the sources specifically suggest grabbing some fresh fruit to snack on and definitely buying some spices. Can't go to the Spice Island and not bring spices home, right?
Good point. Okay, what about getting out on the water? Seems essential for an archipelago.
Totally. Boat trips are highly recommended. It just gives you a different perspective on the islands, the coastline, the marine life.
Any specific trips stand out?
The Menba boat trip gets mentioned a lot, usually leaves from Kenwa. It goes out to the Menemba Conservation Area. Apparently, the coral reefs there are incredibly vibrant, just teeming with life.
And dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, you might swim with dolphins.
That's often the highlight for people, yeah. The waters around Menemba Atoll are known for dolphin sightings, and sometimes you get the chance to actually swim near them. Pretty magical. Plus, the snorkeling is top-notch anyway, with all the colorful fish and coral. And, you know, there are other boat trips too, sunset dhow cruises, fishing trips, that kind of thing.
We can't wrap this up without really focusing back on that Spice Island identity. It feels so core to Zanzibar.
It absolutely is. Cloves, cinnamon, cardamom, nutmeg. These spices built Zanzibar's fame and fortune, historically speaking.
So visiting a spice farm is a must-do.
I'd say so. Places like Saisi Spice Farm offer way more than just seeing dried spices. You get to see the plants growing, learn how they're harvested, processed. It's much more hands-on.
Sounds like you get a real cultural insight, too.
Exactly. You often interact with the local community, learn about their connection to the spices. You can sample local food made with them, maybe even do a cooking class.
Cooking class. Using things like chili, ginger, lemongrass.
Yeah, learning how to use those fresh spices in proper Zanzibari cooking. It makes the whole Spice Island thing much more real.
Okay, a couple more specific activities. The Zanzibar Butterfly Center. Sounds nice, maybe for families.
Yeah, it's described as a really lovely spot, especially if you have kids. It's basically this lush, tropical garden filled with native butterflies, hundreds of them.
Just flying around freely?
Yep. And they offer guided tours explaining the butterfly life cycle. You can even feed them sometimes. It's also got a conservation and education angle. Pretty affordable, too. Opens daily.
Sounds charming.
Uh-huh.
And for the opposite end of the spectrum,
Well,
adrenaline junkies.
yeah, if lying on the beach isn't enough thrill. Zanzibar Water Sports, based in Kenwa, seems to be the main hub for that stuff. They offer parasailing, wake surfing, water skiing, all the high-energy things, plus diving, safari tours, fishing trips.
In Dow cruises, too.
And dhow cruises, yes.
Yeah.
Can't forget the classic sunset dhow cruise. It's almost obligatory in Zanzibar.
Sailing on a traditional wooden boat as the sun goes down. Maybe stopping for a snorkel at Nemba Atoll. That does sound iconic.
It really is. Super memorable.
Okay, finally, a practical point. Accommodation. Any quick pointers from the sources?
Yeah, just a few examples were pulled out. For luxury-esque, Zalu Zanzibar got a mention. Mid-range, the Maru Maru Hotel. And for budget-conscious travelers, Senzangani Seafront Hotel seemed a decent option. Obviously loads more places, but it gives you a starting point across the price spectrum.
Right, so summing up, wow. From those incredible beaches and the unique wildlife in Jazani to the layers of history in Stone Town, the spice farms, the boat trips, Zanzibar really does pack a punch.
It absolutely does. That blend of influences, East African, Arab, Indian, European, it's created something truly special and captivating.
It's way more than just a pretty place.
Definitely. This deep dive shows it's this living, breathing tapestry of history, culture, and amazing nature. The way the landscapes and the human stories intertwine, it's really compelling. Which makes you think, doesn't it, for you listening? What part of all this really grabs your interest the most? Is it the pull of those turquoise waters, the ghosts of history in Stonetown's alleys, the whole world of spices, or maybe getting close to that unique wildlife? Perhaps you're now curious to delve deeper into, say, the history of the Omani Sultanate there, or the conservation work happening in Jozani Park. Whatever it is, Zanzibar clearly has so many layers to uncover. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive today.